Good evening, everyone. Today is the 7th of May, and here are some of the major headlines of the US markets. Another stellar non farm payroll report is likely on tap this morning, with the Labor Department set to release numbers for April at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Non farm payrolls are forecast to have increased by 9,78,000 in April, following a 9,16,000 jump in March, which marked the largest increase since last August. The unemployment rate is meanwhile expected to have slipped slightly to 5.8% from 6% last month, driven by reopening activity, a broad vaccine rollout, and financial help from the federal government. A snapshot of restaurants and bar industry over the past 2 months is reminiscent of May and June 2020, when leisure and hospitality employment led the way to record readings, said Anita Markowska, chief economist at Jefferies. Other COVID 19 sentiment sectors like retail, health, and personal services are likely to enjoy significant increases as well as given the easing of distancing restriction in many states. Given the inflated prices, supply concerns, and logistical logjams, the main economic concern right now is ironically enough workers to keep up with rising demand. We know per recent qualitative data that companies are starved for employees at the moment. We can see that in both ISM reports, manufacturing and services, as well as in Fed's Beige Book, wrote economists at RBC Capital Markets. Worries remain as big segments of workers are still concerned about the pandemic. We estimate roughly 1.6 million workers want a job but didn't look for a job recently because they were still concerned about contracting the virus or other factors around the pandemic, added Bank of America US economist Joe Song. On top of that, you had some workers citing that childcare was still a big factor for their decision not to participate in the labor market. As of last month, the economy was 8.4 million payrolls short of pre-pandemic levels, but if economists' estimate for April hiring proves accurate, the US will be 1 million jobs closer to a full economic recovery. As per the Financial Stability Report, the Federal Reserve painted a generally sunny picture of the financial system in its latest semi-annual Financial Stability Report, but cited particular examples that may warrant further attention. Some asset prices may be vulnerable to significant declines should risk appetite fall, the central bank cautioned, saying that the episodes of high trading volumes and price volatility for so-called meme stocks were among signs pointing to elevated risk appetite in the equity markets. Hedge funds were also singled out over their slightly higher than normal leverage as well as their available data that may not capture important risks. Other parts of the financial system appear resilient. Banks remain well capitalized and household debt is manageable, according to the report, while leverage is low among broker dealers and businesses are better able to service their obligations as interest rates remain low and earnings recover. The COVID 19 pandemic, meanwhile, remains one of the biggest near term risks to stability of global financial system as per the assessment, despite substantial progress with vaccinations. Many investors urge that high stock valuations aren't a problem as long as interest rates stay low and corporations continue to report strong profit growth. In fact, much of the money made in the stock market in recent memory has been from companies whose shares have elevated price earnings ratios. The current bullish sentiment has been reflected in expectations of a rapid economic rebound from pandemic level as well as promises by Fed to keep rates near zero through 2023. It's been a whirlwind week for Peloton and its investors. The company sells high-end exercise bikes and treadmills that are touted for their library of workouts and access to live workout classes. Things for the company really took off during the pandemic as consumers sought the convenience of at-home and on-demand workout videos, sending the shares of the company up 434% in 2020. Back in March, Peloton CEO John Foley disclosed that a child had died in an accident involving one of its treadmills, but challenged any recall requests, saying that children, pets, and objects need to be kept away from treadmills at all times. That didn't last long. The US Consumer Product Safety Commission subsequently issued a warning for the device, citing 39 accidents and serious risk to children for abrasion, fractures, and deaths. Since the notice on April 19, Peloton's share tumbled about 22% to $83 and plunged even further on Wednesday after the company decided to take action. There are battles being waged in plant-based theater, driven by a shift in consumer appetite towards environmental friendly products. However, dairy and meat plant-based items aren't the only alternative protein range. Lab-grown meat as well as fermentation startups are still in early stages, and some have been hit stores as they look to ramp up productions. Earlier this week, Tyson Foods made a second attempt at penetrating the markets by expanding its Raised and Rooted brand. It had launched the product line back in 2019, offering blended animal meat and plant-based substitutes, but the product received a lackluster response from the consumers. Now, the American meat giant is revamping the range, launching three new completely vegan-friendly products: 100% plant-based burgers, sausages, and ground beef. Some tensions have surrounded Tyson's foray into plant-based production, and the company sold its stakes in Beyond Meat ahead of the industry leader's IPO in 2019. That's not all. The world's biggest meat producer, JBS, recently agreed to acquire Dutch meatless brand Vivera for €341 million, with analysts cheering the company's move into the sector. JBA is back in M&A mode, BTG Pactual wrote in a note, while Ernst & Young warned that substantial disruption will ensue for meat giants that fail to consider a more diverse portfolio. In dairy, Nestlé is taking on Danone's Alpro and plant-based milk brand Oatly, which filed for an IPO several weeks ago and is backed by TV personality Oprah Winfrey. Nestlé's pea-based milk alternative called Wunda will be available in European markets in the coming weeks, and an expansion into other dairy-free products like yogurt could follow. Does it taste like peas? Far from it, says the company, describing the milk as having a great neutral taste that can be drunk straight, poured over cereal, used in hot beverages or cooking, and much more. Now some quick headlines about top companies. Dogecoin on watch as Elon Musk hosts Saturday Night Live. Germany's Merkel opposed to lifting IP protections on vaccines. Norwing ships are unlikely to sail this summer. Jeff Bezos sold $2 billion worth of Amazon share this week. The New York Times has new suitor, The Athletic. Jessica Alba's Honest Company Pears post IPO pop. Some of Thursday's key earnings. AMC up by 2.7% after hours, seeing a favorable environment for movie going. Beyond Meat down by 7% after hours, weighed down by lockdown pressures. Dropbox up by 2.2% after hours, posting a set of Q1 beats. Energy Transfer up by 5%, gaining sharply from Texas freeze. Expedia up by 4.8% after hours, with travel demand roaring back. Kellogg up by 7.1% on earnings beat, raising FY 2021 outlook. Moderna down by 1.4% with US backing a waiver for vaccine protections. Peloton up by 5.6% after hours, predicting only short-term effects from recall. Regeneron up by 3.4% with double-digit top and bottom line growth. Roku up by 9%, doubling gross profits. Shake Shack down by 7.9% after hours on a set of mixed results. Squares up by 2% after hours, while seller GPV up 144% in April. Viacom CBS down by 2.4% despite ad and subscriber strength. Now some of updates of some of world's market. In Asia, Japan up by 0.1%, Hong Kong up by 0.1%, China down by 0.7%, and India up by 0.5%. In Europe at midday, London up by 0.7%, Paris by 0.3%, and Frankfurt by 1.3%. In the futures market, Dow up by 0.3%, S&P up by 0.3%, and Nasdaq by 0.4%. Crude up by 0.2% to $64.83. Gold up by 0.3% at $1,820.90. Bitcoin down by 2.3% to $56,620. 10-year Treasury yield up by 2 basis points to 1.58%. Now, today's economic calendar includes at 8:30 a.m. non-farm payroll reports, at 9 a.m. Fed's Barkin speech, at 10 a.m. wholesale inventories, 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count, and at 3 p.m. consumer credit. That's all for today's economic headlines. Thank you.